Hey guys, John here with a plus one daily book review. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first video book review I've done. I've been doing these book reviews now every Sunday since the beginning of the year, so it's been a lot of fun. But like the changes I described earlier this week in plus one daily, I'm going to be adding a video to the book review. And today, this week's book is courtesy of the legendary Zig Ziglar, and it is his new book, Born to Win: Find Your Success, by Zig Ziglar and his son Tom Ziglar. Now, if you are aware of Zig and his legend, he did pass away a few years ago, so this is probably his last book, unless he's got some manuscripts out there. But this did just come out this year. This is actually a brand new book, and I saw it in the store a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a huge Zig Ziglar fan. The guy is just so quotable. He's just like this epic presence in personal growth and sales and entrepreneurship. The guy was just a legend. So anytime that I see that there's more content from him, I'm going to grab it. So this caught my eye. I grabbed it right away. This book, I actually mentioned this in a few live shows this week, or last week, excuse me. On Facebook. The way that this book is set up, there's three parts to it. So you got your first part is what he calls planning to win. Second part is called preparing to win, and the third part is expecting to win. There's actually a fourth point of this book. The book is the content of the book is only about 150 pages long, but it's a 200-page book because a whole quarter of this book is actual exercises that you can do from the things you learn, and I had a blast doing the exercises. And he talks about the Ziglar goal system, setting system. These little like bicycle things that he created with the different spokes on the bicycle wheels, are the different parts of your life that you got to be honest with yourself. Are you in shape physically? Okay, well that's a good score. Do you have a good family life? Okay, that's a good score. Do you have a career that's really thriving? And you score it, and then you get an idea of where you are, and it's a really cool exercise that you get to do at the end of this book. So the first three parts of the book, fantastic stuff, but it is Zig Ziglar isms. A lot of the stuff, if you've read any of his previous books or watched any of his YouTube videos, it'll sound very similar, but what this does is it's very easy to digest. I got through this book in about 2 or 3 days. It's really, really easy to read, but the big win, the huge win in this book, for me at least, was the final quarter of it. The exercises, the actual doing everything you learned about preparing and planning to win, and then actually executing everything and putting it into action. And that is where this book really, really shines. The exercises in this book are some of the best I've ever taken part of. If you guys ever seen that, in books they have some kind of like little exercises you can do or things you should write down, and they always suggest it. I try to do a lot of that, but when I'm reading a book, I like to, I use my phone, and if there's anything I want to take down notes-wise, I use Evernote to take a picture. But this book, because everything was at the end of it, and I got into the book and I read the first three parts of it, the last part was natural. It was a natural progression to actually finish what the book was suggesting, and I thought that was really, really cool. So if you're a fan of Zig Ziglar, I can actually say that, you will love this book. It's really, really it's really, really a testament to how great this guy was. And it is sad that he has left us, but he left us with some amazing works, and this is definitely one of them. So if you want to not only get a book that has a ton of information, I wrote down, I'm going to share with you guys a couple of quotes from this book. Your results will be the fruit of how well you planned and prepared and then executed the action. What else did he say? There's a few other things. If you want to become a winner, you were born to be. It's going to take changing your daily actions until they become a habit. So there's tons of quotes that I got from this book, but it was definitely something that I know you guys will enjoy if you like Zig, and if you haven't read any of the Zig stuff, this is definitely a really good book to get into the Zig Ziglar universe. All of his books are fantastic, but this is the latest one, and maybe could be the last one we ever get to read. So it's really, really good, and I do recommend it highly, especially the exercises at the end of the book. Anyways, that is the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Going forward, like I talked about in the video earlier this week, I'm going to be telling you guys the book that I will be reading this week, and hopefully you guys follow along with it. Go grab it. It will be John C. Maxwell's No Limits. This is the brand new book from John C. Maxwell, my favorite author of all time. This guy is just an absolute gem. The stuff you learn from this guy, I haven't learned anything more than what I've learned from reading John C. Maxwell books. So this will be the book I'm reading this week, and it will be the review next week. So the way we're going to set it up, I'll tell you guys the book I'm reading this week. Go grab it. Take part in the discussions throughout the week that we'll be having on the blog and on Facebook, and we'll definitely dive into this. So it's John C. Maxwell's No Limit, the book that we'll be reading this week. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Be good to each other, and I will see you guys online. Toodles.